I'm Lucas Orsvand.
And I'm Anton Reel.
And this is Overgrowth Weekly 109. We're going to start out with a receiver mod, which gives you random perks each round. It's made by Zafariel on the forums.
So it looks like he's given us 12 different perks so far. But he doesn't exactly tell us what those perks do. So to find out what they are, you have to go and play the game.
Unfortunately, it's a bit hard to get this to work, I think, because you need to download Unity 4 and then download the source code and compile the game yourself and build it. But hopefully, at some point, he'll be able to make an executable for you that you can just download and play on your computer.
Have you been able to figure out what any of the perks do? Because the names are a little bit, they tell you a little bit about it.
Man, I don't know. It's consumer grade. I would guess probably makes your gun jam more or something like that. The gun can jam in the receiver, right?
Can it?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it can't. Maybe this will make it jam or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Slow day. The game may be in slow motion.
It may be in slow motion, or there may not be as many bad guys because it's a slow day.
Could be. Pocket full of shrapnel. Maybe you have an item that if you pick it up, you lose health in your inventory.
But if you lose health in receiver, you die.
Yeah. If you press 3, you die.
Wow.
Moon phobia. What could that be?
If you go onto the roof, you die.
Yeah.
But it says monophobia, not moon.
Oh, monophobia. Okay, we have moonshot and monophobia.
Yes.
Man, it's pretty hard to figure these out, though.
Anyway, the perks all sound kind of fun and definitely worth checking out.
For sure.
Would you ever want to see these kinds of mods implemented into some of the other receiver mods that are happening?
Yeah, I think it's a cool thing. Like, if nothing else, you can just maybe choose which ones you want to have active, like modifiers, or because we still have this other mod, right? The Unity 5 port of the receiver, where he adds a bunch of stuff made by Raven or something like that.
3D Raven.
3D Raven.
Yeah, he's basically expanded the game a lot. He's put key rebinds into the game. He's textured everything, which was a choice of the developers to not do when they did it originally. So it looks very different. He's added bloom to the game. He's added dynamic room creation, including possible different locations for doorways to be. So in theory, the maps could be far more complex. We should probably link to that mod as well.
Yeah, I'll add to that as well. Alright, so that's the gain random perks each round mod for receiver by Zafariel. Timbles has been working on his mod called Therium-2 for quite a while now. It's a big campaign for Overgrowth that has several branches in it in the storyline. So you can have one branch where you have more combat and one where there is more like stealth, and they all have different outcomes and so forth. So he has published 3 blog posts on ModDB where he talks, in one of them he talks about the A Path, because he's giving them different letters, so he has the A Path, the B Path, the C Path, and so on. So he talks about the A Path in one of them. He talks about the different enemies that you can encounter in the mod in one of them, and in the last one he talks about how he will handle the release of the game. So this is all pretty extensive, I think, all of these posts. Really interesting to read.
Definitely. He's put a lot of time and thought into how players, or at least how he plays the game. And so if depending on what mood you're in, every level can be completed in different ways, and depending on how you complete them, the story is supposed to branch and change. I don't know if the new menu system is available to him to create more world maps, if that will be available in time for him to use this mod.
He might be able to port it to that if he wants to, and he might want to do that because it does add a lot. But regardless, like, I'm constantly impressed by how nice all his levels look and how much effort he seems to put into everything he does with it, with this mod. So hopefully we'll see it out before too long, because I really want to play this one. Thomason1005 on the forums has created a shader mod that adds parallax mapping to the game.
So, what is parallax mapping?
I never thought you'd ask, Anton. It's when you make it look like a texture in a game has depth to it. So it's sort of like a fake depth effect. It really adds a lot in a lot of places.
What's interesting to me is it really seems to add depth in places that I wasn't expecting it. So that's great. And as opposed to actually having that depth in the 3D model where you could potentially trip over them, it's a little less like it's just visual, right? You can't get hung up on some of these little extrusions.
Exactly. It doesn't modify the actual surface at all. It's impossible for this technique to change the silhouette of a surface, basically.
But it still looks cool, and I'm glad that he's been keeping that mod going.
Yeah, for sure. It's been updated to work with Alpha 222, and if we're lucky, it'll keep working for a few more alphas.
That's it for this OG Weekly.
To access the maps and mods in the description, you need to have pre-ordered the game. You can do that at wolfire.com/preorder. If you still can't access the links, go to tinyurl.com/wolfire to get help.
Thanks for tuning in.